Welcome to Conversational with Carrie Olsen, where we explore what it takes to build a voice acting career that's authentically yours. I'm your host, Carrie Olsen, voice actor and coach, and I'm here to help you transform your voice acting approach, both in the booth and beyond. Let's get conversational. Over the past few episodes, we've been exploring some fundamental truths about voice acting that go far beyond technique and equipment. We've talked about authenticity as your competitive advantage, the endless upgrade cycle that keeps so many voice actors stuck, and how your unique background, even the parts that seem irrelevant, can actually become your greatest asset. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain completely to share a framework I've developed after years of working with major brands as clients and voice actors at every career stage. By the end of this episode, you'll understand not just what legacy branding is, but how it can completely shift your approach to marketing yourself as a voice actor. And that's what we all want, right? We want to book consistent, quality work with clients who value what we uniquely bring to the table. So what exactly is legacy branding? Simply put, it's an approach to voice actor marketing that leverages your authentic experiences to create a brand that attracts opportunities rather than constantly pursuing them. I call it legacy branding for two important reasons. First, it draws from your past experiences, the legacy of who you are and what you've done, to create your future opportunities. Instead of trying to become someone new, you're leveraging who you already are. And second, it helps you build something that lasts, a sustainable voice acting career based on genuine connection rather than constant hustle. The fundamental shift here is moving from here's what I can do to here's the transformation I provide based on who I am. And that shift changes everything. I came to understand the power of this approach through my own journey. I never studied acting, and I actually hated being in front of people. I preferred to be behind the scenes, but I loved business, and I was that kid that always found a way. When I was running our family business as a teenager, it was my knack for seeing opportunities everywhere that kept us afloat. To this day, I have this condition where I can only see possibilities. So when I entered the voiceover space, I shot for the stars because I didn't know any better. I approached my business from a non-conventional perspective simply because I hadn't been exposed to conventional yet. In my first year as a voice actor, I broke a lot of rules. I made my own demo. I quit my day job. I got signed with one of the most prestigious voiceover agencies. And in my second year, I decided I didn't want to have to rely on auditions as much. So I set out on a ferocious journey to book more work via email marketing. I didn't have a framework to follow, so I made my own, leveraging my experience as an e-learning designer. By taking this non-conventional approach, I created the voiceover career that only I can have. And that's what I want for you too, the voiceover career that only you can have. At its heart, legacy branding has three simple parts: your story, their needs, and your unique value. Let's focus today on the most transformative element. Your story is about discovering what makes you uniquely valuable to clients. Think about it. In an increasingly competitive and AI-disrupted market, your unique human experience is your greatest differentiator. The parts of your background that seem irrelevant to voice acting often turn out to be the most powerful elements of your brand. So let me ask you this. What experiences have you had that most voice actors haven't? For example, I have multiple students who are teachers or former teachers. And a lot of times they'll say, well, yes, but that background, it has nothing to do with commercial voiceover. But when we explore that experience, we discover that the years of capturing and maintaining the attention of 5-year-olds or of breaking concepts down for 7th graders has given these voice actors an incredible ability to deliver complex information in simple and engaging ways. And that's exactly what e-learning clients need. This teaching background wasn't a liability, it was a superpower. So, how do you uncover gold in your own story? Well, start by asking yourself these 3 simple questions. First, what challenges have you overcome that taught you valuable skills? Second, what environments have you navigated successfully that most people haven't? And third, what unique perspective do you bring because of your life experiences? Take a moment to think about your answers. The key is connecting these elements of your story to real client benefits. How does your unique background allow you to serve clients in ways that others can't? Remember, clients don't buy voice acting. They buy the result that it creates for them. They don't care about your booth setup or your training largely. They care about how are you going to help them achieve their goals. I was reminded of this recently during an office hours call. We were reviewing one of my students' outreach letters, and it focused mainly on who she was and what services she could offer. So we encouraged her to completely reframe it to target a specific person with a specific company, focusing on the specific things she could do to serve their upcoming needs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great in theory, but how do I actually implement it? Let me address some common challenges that I hear. I don't have time for a complete brand overhaul. Well, good news. You don't need to change everything overnight. Even small adjustments to your messaging can have a significant impact. I'm not established enough for this approach. Actually, the earlier you implement this, the better. It's much easier to build a distinctive brand from the beginning than to try to shift an established one later. I'm not sure which parts of my background matter. That's why I recommend getting input from others. Sometimes the aspects of your background that you take for granted are the most valuable to clients. If you want to get started with implementation today, here are 3 simple steps. 1, identify 3 unique experiences from your background that could add value for clients. 2, connect those experiences to specific client needs or problems you're uniquely positioned to solve. And 3, update one piece of your marketing, whether that's your website, an email template, or your social media, to reflect this unique position. These small steps can begin to shift your brand immediately, even as you develop a more comprehensive plan. What I love most about this approach is that it creates space for all of us to succeed without stepping on each other's toes. When you build a brand based on your unique story and the specific value that you provide, you're creating a category of one. The voiceover career only you can have. Having traveled this road the long way myself, I love coming alongside other voice actors like you, identifying the value in all the raw ingredients that you bring to the table so you can chart the path to the voiceover career only you can have. Because so many of you have asked for more guidance on implementation, I'm hosting a special free live workshop on Tuesday, May 13th called Become a Category of One, the Legacy Brand Advantage for Voice Actors, where I'll walk through the step-by-step implementation plan for this framework. Text webinar to 55444 to register. And when you register, you'll also receive my Category of One Finder worksheet to help you start identifying your unique advantages right away. You can also visit carrieolsenvo.com/EP7 to leave a voice message sharing what insights you've had from today's episode. Thanks for being a part of the conversation today. I'm Carrie Olsen, and if you'd like to join me in my free webinar on Tuesday, May 13th, text webinar to 55444. Until next time, remember, your voice is unique. Your path should be too.